Welcome, comic book fans. We're glad to have you here. Today, we're going to try and help some comic creators reach their funding goals because making comics is hard, but getting people to buy your comic is even harder. But hey, we're here to help.
Today, Destiny will choose 3 indie comic campaigns for us to look at and review. By the end of the show, we will choose who to give our money to based off that pitch. Watch to the end. See if you agree. Let us know in the comments below. So let's spin that wheel.
There can be only one.
Right on. Welcome, everyone. How are you today, Smurf?
I am, well, I'm a work in progress, sir. The Halloween season is done. I can relax a little bit, a skosh. This weekend I'm clear. Next weekend, Rocky Mountain Con, or as we affectionately like to call it, RMC. So we'll be down there, and it's just a small little reprieve. But damn, did I earn that one?
Well, good.
You gonna be at RMC? Are you appearing? I saw Cecil's there.
I might. I had
okay.
trying to get back into the campaigns, or I should say, into the shows. Now that I'm done recuperating from my surgery.
Yes, but you feel much better now, don't you?
Yeah. Slowly getting my energy back, getting back into the normality. Next week I start some like training and rehabilitation training. So yeah. So for everybody watching,
back in a comic book form, I like that comic book form, baby. Oh!
Yeah, I've gotten back into like starting my day every day with drawing and getting back into some of my normal routines. So that's good. If you're watching, be sure and share this out to the Facebook and the Instagram and all the social medias. Make sure and subscribe. Thank you, Ray. This show is both on Facebook and on YouTube. Be sure and like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube right now. So be sure and follow us over there. Good morning, Dead Cosmos. Welcome. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood once Dead Cosmos is here.
That's right. The party doesn't start until, well, now. So, Dead Cosmos, welcome. Now we can start.
Exactly.
I'm trying to do that in my best announcer Ted Knight voice as humanly possible. Drop down a couple of octaves and let's let the party happen.
So, as the title of this show says, we have decades of comic making knowledge we're going to funnel through to some of the people on this show. My name is Matt Campbell. I've worked for film, animation, and comics for the last 25 years now. I've been doing Kickstarters since 2016, and I want to share with you some of the things I've learned and help you avoid some costly mistakes. And with me, as always, is the amazing Smurf.
Smurf, the owner of 5280 Geek, the commander of the Colorado Ghostbusters, and co-founder of the Colorado Festival of Horror. I've owned multiple comic book stores. I have been in the industry since I was the age of 8. My first con was 1986, 84, 86. As a retailer, was 1991. So I have seen
you're
things.
Old.
I am very old. Just I moisturize. So I have seen fads come, go, come back again. Some win, some fail. So I don't consider myself an expert, but degrees in marketing and broadcast, I have seen and I know things. And I drink a lot of wine. No, this is coffee. Too early for wine.
It is, but only just. By
the time we're done, it's almost noon. By the time we're done, I get wine.
There you go. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think wine's one of the few things that I can drink in moderation. They say.
So right. We are here to help the comic world. How many people have Kickstarters out there today? What was your last look on numbers as far as programs out there? Campaigns, excuse me.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's a good question. Let me pull that up real fast and see.
Because we have not put that fact out there. And so before we spin the wheel, there's a lot of things that factor into a successful campaign.
Yes.
And it also, one of those numbers is how many other campaigns are out there.
Yes. Let's see. Right now, let's go ahead and add this to the stage here. So right now, there are currently 332 campaigns on Kickstarter alone, accounting for 67% of success rate. So out of those 332 campaigns, 67% of those are hitting goals. So we want to make sure you're one of those 67%, and not the other half. What's the what is that? 33 or something like that.
33 and a third.
33 and a third, right? So we want to help make sure you're one of those people, make sure you get the best possible chance of succeeding. But that also means that there's a lot of competition out there. It means that the people have a choice of other comics to take a look at. So that means you got to make your campaign something that gets their attention. It can't just be like, hey, here's my campaign, so come support me.
Yep.
So yes, thanks for bringing that up. This is our 27th episode of the Comic Book Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Can you believe it? 27 episodes.
I'm buying a blank, man.
I know. Every week, every Friday at 11 a.m. So be sure and share this out so other people can know about it. Last week, our winner was Ruku Akumu, if I recall.
I was just about to say that. Awesome, 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 awesome.
Dick Cosmos says the 27 Club.
Well, let's see. There's 52 weeks in a year. So that means we have been doing this essentially for 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, we took like a couple weeks off because of this, that, or the other.
There was some here and there's. Yep.
But essentially, we are at our 6 month marker.
Yes, and everything continues to grow. We're getting more followers on all of our pages, more subscribers to the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for everybody that does follow and support this show. But right now we're gonna take a look at a couple of campaigns. There's quite a few today on the Wheel of Destiny. We're gonna let Destiny decide 3 of them for us to take a look at, and then we're going to discuss how to avoid some costly mistakes by imparting our experience and helping you guys out.
Whoa!
So let's take a look at the people who are on the Wheel of Destiny before we dive in and spin that wheel. All right. There we go. So we've got this week some pretty big ones, I must say. A couple of these campaigns, one of them is by Monty Moore, and it's crushing it. But they're on the list anyway. he submitted, so.
Monty submit. I love Monty. Him and I go way back in the day when he had his own con. But Monty is so freaking talented. I love his art.
Absolutely. You know, Monty was one of the very first artists that I'd ever seen at a convention. It was a tiny little convention in Denver. I forget the name of it, but it was before the Denver Comic-Con. It was before Rocky Mountain Con. It was a hotel show.
It was Majesticon is the one you're looking for.
I think that might have been it. Yeah. And he was like one of the only, celebrity artists there. And yeah, in fact, Dick Cosmos was with me at that show.
Nice.
That goes way back.
I was there. I was a retailer. Back in those days.
Right on.
God, I feel old.
So yeah.
Oh.
So, let's go down the list here. Exactly. Dick Cosmos says I was with you. All right. So first one up is Midnight Cafe. Then we've got Cyanide Kisses. This Immortal Coil, which I did some research. This Immortal Coil is not the same campaign and not the same creator as Immortal Coil, which won one of our shows earlier this year.
So that's why I was like sticking in my bean, because that was bugging me like nuts last week.
Bugging you like nuts.
Bugging me like nuts. Just bug nuts. Bug nuts. I don't know. I got nothing. Keep going. I'm sorry.
We've also got, speaking of nuts, Gonad the Bulbarian, the Grim Reaper, London After Midnight, Tales from the Cryptic Closet, Vampire Unicorn Hunter, and Rain in Ruins. Are you all right there, brother?
Oh my God! You almost killed me with Gonad, the nutsacker, whatever the hell you just said. Coffee through the nose is not nice.
Oh, gotta love this show. So, yeah, Gonad the Bulbarian. I mean,
there we go.
With that. So, are we ready?
You know what that means.
It's time.
Let's fucking go!
There can be only one Highlander type situation. Behold, my wheel of
Destiny!
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Time to spin the wheel.
Time to spin the wheel.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
All right, let's do this thing. Let's see who is the first person to the Wheel of Destiny. First campaign. Love seeing that red, white, and black spin around. Looks like our very first selection is Rain in Ruins. Congratulations. All right, we'll take that one off. Number 2. Second person up on the Wheel of Destiny this week is going to be London After Midnight.
After midnight, you'll be searching all the time.
And lastly, number 3. Gonad the Bulbarian.
Yeah!
All right. Congratulations to all those who made it to the show. If your campaign is live next week, then be sure and submit it again. As long as it's live, you can continue to submit until you make it onto the show. Once you're on the show, then we don't take it anymore. Unless it's a new campaign. All right.
Scrotum, I am here. I have come because I am the barbarian. I will kill you with my nutsack. It is wonderful. It is happy. Sorry, getting a little ahead of myself.
People, why are you not using him for your voiceovers?
That's right.
All right.
Full time available.
I'm just removing some of the excess links here. One of them was Vampire Unicorn Hunter.
That just seems wrong on so many levels.
So we got Gonad, London, and Rain in Ruins. All right. Got them all. Wow. The cat is very upset that I won't let him up on the desk with me today.
Look at you there, you little hat. Why won't you let me on the table? I want to be up there with you. I want to entertain the masses.
All right. So first up, let's take a look at Rain in Ruins. Let's go with this one, maybe. All right, Rain in Ruins, issue number 1, featuring Spawn, Marvel, and DC creators. A clash between love and fear. All right, so creators from Spawn, Marvel, and DC. John Westhoff is with us. Nice, welcome. I'm hearing sounds coming from the other room.
Yeah, it's never good.
I know. The boys are reigning terror today. All right, looks like they are well on their way to their goal. The goal is $5,000. They're at $4,027. 9 days to go, so I'm confident they're probably going to hit their goal.
Yep.
Ray Books says, it looks like a video game cover. I totally agree.
It looks kind of Joe Maddish. I was going to say kind of Battle Chasers style.
Well, I was thinking of his video game, actually. Oh, I know this one. Soul something or other. But yeah.
Soul Reaver?
Very much.
I don't know.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so let's check out and see what the video tells us. All right. What'd you think?
I like it. Fast paced. I mean, it paints a pretty picture of what we're about to kind of go into. I mean, it doesn't really set the stage for like story, which we kind of get in the small description, but I mean, the presentation and the colors are fabulous. It does feel like a video game though. Like really hardcore video game feel.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
I wanted to pause this here because I've been seeing this at the end of a lot of Kickstarter videos, animation by Fallout Studios, and you can see there was a lot of movement with the artwork, a lot of nicely done video. I actually got to see Monty's video, and it's done by the same people, this Fallout Studios. So I think these guys are starting to make the rounds with the Kickstarter creators.
And whatever it takes at this point to get you noticed, and if you can rely on someone who puts together a professional looking package for you, by all means, it's worth every nickel. And I don't know what the finance side of this looks like because I haven't investigated it at all, but you're right. We've seen a lot of them, and we have every time that these guys are doing a video, it does capture our attention, and not everyone is the same. They have the same layout, but it works differently with each campaign. So, again, like I said, I can't really pick this apart. I don't know if a dialogue under this would help it at all. I mean, the music is great. The pacing is fine. There's really not a whole lot I can say on the video side.
So what did you get from the video as far as like what to expect from this video, from this game?
All I expected, this seems very questy, Game of Thrones-ish. There's some major players involved. We got their names. We have no idea about them. We don't know what the stakes are. We don't know what's going on. For all we know, that they're just there and happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So it's hard to say. It looks visually cool, but I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I kind of had the same feeling. Like, I really I see that there's a lot of talent. I see that these guys are obviously professionals. Then they also got a professional to put the video together. But even when you're getting a professional to make the video, they have to have some sort of guidance. Like, what do you want to say? That kind of stuff.
Right.
And so,
what's the branding? What's the messaging? What they need the content to put it all together. Absolutely.
Right. And so yeah, I mean, it has that epic feel, but it's something we've talked about on the show a lot. Is that if and I made this mistake when I first started Mythica, calling it epic, right? Because it's like, oh, I have this big story idea, and I want to have it go on for a lot of issues, so I'm going to call it epic. But everybody calls things epic these days, and so it's really difficult to stand out almost with that word, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So like what makes it epic? That would be what I would focus on. Why is it epic? Is it epic just because it's bloody, or is it just because it's got, you know, some action, or is it because it's got like this massive Lord of the Rings level storytelling, you know?
I mean, I do get kind of a Dungeons and Dragons kind of Vox Machina kind of feel. Even like the character designs kind of mirror that. And like I said, I immediately when you showed me the intro, I have a Battle Chasers feel to it. And I know no one ever likes to be compared to another title or another book because yours is unique and unto you. I get that, but there are similarities, things that you can kind of associate. Same thing in sports, you know, he's the next Jerry Rice. Well, no, he's not. He's not Jerry Rice at all. But I mean, you get the idea. He's the not Sakic. No, there is only one Sakic. There's only one correct one.
Dead Cosmos said, "Well, I took an epic dump this morning."
oh, overshare.
That's just to show you anything can be epic.
Anything can be epic, but yeah, I mean, it is something that is thrown around a lot, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But I don't know. What else do we have as far as like stretch goals? I mean, we get kind of like a synopsis in the beginning. They didn't immediately bury the lead, but maybe there's more information.
Absolutely. Right here, we've got a little bit of information. So let's take a look. It says, in 1212, the kingdom of Aquitaine, not to be confused with Aquitaine, remains the prize of the contest of wills between two sisters. Young and charming Mercia, the Merciful, vacates the throne to lead an imperial army during the Holy Wars. After her sister's departure, Nemesia is crowned the queen regent. Loyalty's covenant is fouled by the sweet taste of authority. Love is undone by adulation. Nemesia will explore any level of desperation and manipulation, never to yield the crown to her older sister. Driven by her aunt, the impressionable monarch is encouraged not to see a novel and terrible virus as a tragedy, but as an opportunity. When the Black Death mercilessly sweeps through her kingdom, Nemesia demands increasingly harsh and cruel measures and mandates. So join the war, strife, rebellion, and bloodshed. So what did you get from that?
An epic. Okay, I hate saying that word again now, but I mean it's like a big clash. Okay, but there's so many names and things that make no difference to me. I mean, there's places, there's people that, okay, where is that? Who is that? Why Aquitaine? Okay, cool. I mean, there's a lot of information, and I try never to use this word because I hate it when I was in the industry, but there's a lot of fluff words there. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of fluff. There's so much filler. We have this paragraph when you probably could take out all of the fluff and get you down to, you know, something quick to the point, and boom, there it is.
That's what she said.
I mean, if the sisters, one good, one bad, boom, boom. I mean, one evil, one with their own agenda. There's so many different ways to kind of streamline. It's just so chunky.
Yeah. So yeah, we've said this before. You do have an epic tale. There's a lot of stuff going on. I feel like there's a lot of thought put into the different, factions, different things that are going on. So you can sort of see where the word epic comes from. However, you're absolutely right. When it comes to pitching it, people don't know all these names. They're trying to process all this, like you said, these big names, and you really just need to break it down to like, who is a character that we can relate to? What are they trying to achieve? And what stands in their way? So the good sister is trying to keep the bad sister from, destroying her town, her almost said world, but
her way of life. I mean, it might as well be her world, but her
right?
her devotion, her whatever it is. But one's trying to squash the other. That I can get behind.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to have all the information, all the backstory, all the character names, all that stuff out of the get-go. It's like Zing Zen is with us today. Am I saying that right? I don't know.
I think so.
That's why it's so important to really build the story, lore, and characters, then have a smooth process to unveil it little by little, make it unique and pace it out. Absolutely. That's what we're trying to say here is during the pitch, like, when you think about Lord of the Rings, like trying to explain all the different races and factions and whatnot doesn't matter. It comes down to, a quest for these people to return to this ring to stop evil, the end, right? And that's all you need. Like all that other stuff really gets in the way of trying to understand what's going on. But moving on down to here, let's take a look at some of the artwork because, apparently these people have all worked with Spawn and whatnot. So we got some well-known artists. This is cover by Vaughn Randall. Looks pretty cool, pretty dark and gothic. We have another variant cover here by Kevin Keane. Definitely another one of those vibes of I just spaced his name, but the name that you said earlier from the video games.
Joe Mad?
Madureira. I see that in the faces there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Some interior samples. Always like to see a few interior samples, and it looks good. It looks very detailed. Lots of little details going on there. But
I mean, visually, this thing is great. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So over here on the rewards, we've got a $5 digital PDF version of the issue. There's quite a few people backing that. Then you've got the physical issue at almost $20. And then some variant covers that are about the same price. And then we got package deals. Do they have any really big ones? So they stop at 200. Considering that I don't know all of these artists or creators, I know one of them sounds familiar, but they're definitely banking on their familiarity because that's how they started the whole process. Is hey, these artists from all these other places.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of surprises me that they don't have some higher tier rewards that like these guys are going to do a custom sketch for you or something, because isn't that sort of part of the draw for these guys, right?
I would think so.
Now, the other thing that also surprises me a little bit is when you go back up to the top here, you've got, I don't know specifically because I didn't scroll all the way down, like all the people involved when they say Spawn, Marvel, and DC creators. There might be some writers in there. I'm not really sure. But with those people being well known, why do they only have 47 backers?
I mean, well, okay. It could be a couple of reasons that these creators haven't like really pushed it on their socials yet and just kind of want to see. But I do appreciate that they didn't fall for the trap of listing all of their names at the get-go. I mean, that I do. I mean, that's a small applaud on that one because I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. I do like that they kind of lead off with just the small snippet creators from Spawn, Marvel, and DC. Great. Mm-hmm. If they're writers or whatever, but I think it is a rather lopsided because where are they in that pecking order? Are there big names? Are they, just fledglings? It's hard to say, but I would expect that this would be higher up given the gravitas of the creative behind it. So it's a good question. And maybe everyone else is kind of like, well, I don't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good question.
All right. So, I just wanted to make note that Ray had pointed out that on the $200 level, you do get to be a character in the book and get killed off, which is a pretty cool tier. There's only been 2 people that have taken up on that so far.
Dude, I totally want to get in and get killed.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've had that tier in my campaign before, and it definitely people enjoy that. Whether they get to, and they especially a lot of times enjoy getting killed off too, because they're just like, I want to appear for a second, and that's it.
I don't need any lines. Just I'll stand there, and you can hit me with whatever tree trunk, broadsword, dwarf, whatever.
Right. All right, so that brings us to the close of the first campaign, Reign in Ruins. I think they're off to a good start. They're probably going to hit goal. Let's see what the next one has to offer us. This one is called London After Midnight, the official graphic novel adaptation created in cooperation with Cheney Entertainment. This deluxe graphic novel finally brings the lost horror classic back to life. Are you familiar with this story, horror aficionado Smurf?
Yeah, I am familiar with this. I didn't know the Lon Chaney group was doing anything. I wonder how they got this from them, or they just made. Okay,
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm very interested about this.
Well, if it's a book and it was written in before a certain time period, then it would probably be public domain.
It might be. I mean, with Lon Chaney, who knows? And if it was ghost written and it's not directly written by him, I'm familiar with some of his stuff. But I mean,
well, the creator is Dirk Manning, but it looks like it's in cooperation with Cheney Entertainment. So that's the permission. But looks like it is a lofty goal of $10,000, but there's still 31 days to go. I think most of this happened within the first day.
And I mean, you attach a name like Lon Chaney to a title. I mean, that's you've got your horror enthusiasts out there that are going to absolutely jump on this.
Yep.
So yep. I'm not surprised that the initial rush has definitely put a big kick in this.
Right, and also the creator of the project, Dirk Manning, he's made several campaigns and is very involved in the comic community and on the social media. So that's also a big help to making sure you get backers. So they've already got 126 backers within, like I said, I think this just launched yesterday or the day before. So,
wow.
It's off to a running start. I'm sure it's going to hit goal. So let's take a look at what this video shows us.
Hello, friends. Dirk Manning here, and I want to take a moment to thank you all for joining us for this Kickstarter for the official graphic novel adaptation of the long-lost Lon Chaney horror classic, London After Midnight. Many of you out there are aware that this is a classic horror film from 1927 that's been lost to the ages for almost 100 years now. And I'm excited to tell all of you that in conjunction and partnership with Cheney Entertainment and publisher SourcePoint Press, we are now able to bring you the definitive official graphic novel adaptation of the film as based on the original screenplay provided to us by Ron Chaney of Cheney Entertainment. In this campaign, we are offering you a limited edition Kickstarter exclusive leather-bound hardcover version of this 150-page graphic novel, as well as a litany of other really cool pledge levels, including Kickstarter exclusive t-shirts, commemorative coin, and more. I encourage you to check everything out below. And if you know someone else who's been waiting for this film, if you know someone else who's a fan of classic horror, if you know someone else who enjoys horror comics, send them here, www.londonaftermidnightcomic.com. Have them check out the pledge levels. Jump in at your level of comfort. On behalf of myself, Ron Chaney of Cheney Entertainment, illustrator Joshua Ross, colorist Colin Johnson, letterer and designer Dave Lentz, editor Drina Joe, and fans of horror everywhere who've been waiting almost a century for this film to resurface. Thank you for supporting this campaign. Thank you for supporting good horror.
All right.
SourcePoint.
SourcePoint Press is a small indie press company. I don't remember some of their titles, but I know they've been around for a while.
No, and I know SourcePoint, and there was something in the news about them, and I was trying to recall it, but no, I've worked with SourcePoint in the past, and they're great. They have some amazing books, and I love the fact that the Cheney estate is involved directly with this and has given them access to the source material. Oh, that's right. SourcePoint did that Winchester story with the Winchester family, the ones that created the rifle, and all of that. So that's why that was sticking in my head. This is cool. I like the personal touch. I like the mode and mood that was set. It sets it. It's a good pitch. It's a really good pitch.
Yeah, I liked the like the overlay and the little bit of Twitch going on with the video to really give it that noir and dark feel. Kind of fit right in there. And then just talking directly to the audience. That's not something that a lot of people are comfortable with, but Dirk did a great job, not only expressing the enthusiasm about the project, but being very informative about what's going on. And I don't know personally anything about this story, London After Midnight. I don't know what it's about. I'm sure it's a horror story, obviously. And so I'm kind of intrigued just by, not knowing anything. But looking down in the rest of the description, it basically kind of continues with what he just said, working with Ron Chaney. This page adapts the full story from its film script. So was this an old film or was this a book?
This is an old film. Yeah. I think the film has been lost. It's kind of like this reminds me of like a lot of other like conflicting things. Like back in the day, film was not catered or taken care of as it should be. Like the second Doctor from Doctor Who. All of the majority of his performances are gone. They've been destroyed, lost to time, or whatever. No one knew the value of film or where it would go and the shelf life of it. So I'm not surprised that we haven't seen this film in ages. I mean, it's always been spoken of and like here, but I've never seen it. I've always heard about it. It's like legend. It's legend. It's legendary.
Yeah.
But I like the leather-bound book. Everything about this campaign is exciting. It's something we haven't seen. I like like you said, talking directly to the fans is a plus in my book, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the pages look and how they're going to market this.
Yeah, well, here's a sample of some of the pages. We can see got this gray tone over everything. Looks like just a clean line art with the grayscale work. Not really any true blacks other than the line art.
Yeah,
interesting approach there. And then there's a number of different pledges here. There is a digital edition copy, which is pretty cool and a way for some people to get in. Some sort of collector's coin, and then there's a soft cover edition for $25, and then the leather edition they talked about for $45. So that's pretty with set of tiers there. And then of course they got a bunch of other stuff, and has the end of chat with Chaney for $300 plus all the other.
That is, what? That is cool. An actual opportunity to chat with Chaney is awesome.
So inform me a little bit, right? So the story has been lost. The movie has been lost. In my brain, I got this impression that this is like, because he says it's like a century old. So who is Ron Chaney in relation to it?
Well, I think he is in line with Lon Chaney. So you have Ron, who's a descendant or in the family of Lon Chaney from horror from back in the day. Like
he might be his son or grandson.
Yeah, which is what I'm thinking, especially if you have the name and you're part of the estate, because that's the only way you're going to have access to the screenplay and all of that stuff. I'm sure it's under lock and key in the Chaney estate, and very, very rarely comes out. It's like Prince, the Prince estate, everything is under that little bubble, and the only way if anyone can do anything is if a family member or someone that's part of the estate gives sign off on this. So Source Point evidently is in conversations with the Chaney estate. So you have the grand. I'm assuming after 100 years, it's probably a great grandson or a grandson thereof.
Mhm.
Otherwise, that man looks great. I thought
Yeah.
my moisturizing was working, but damn. But yeah, he's probably a descendant or family member of Lon Chaney.
Right,
Epic.
gotcha. Okay.
Epic
Well,
Lon
yeah.
Chaney. Yes.
Yeah. And
Legend.
something that the Ray pointed out, it's absolutely true, is that these have free shipping on all these books, which is not something you see in Kickstarter very often.
No.
A lot of times people will, because shipping has gotten expensive, but like even for a floppy comic, people are charging on the average around $10 to ship a book. And I get it, because like it does cost around like $7 on average, but like I like the way they're approaching this. Just like, it's just enough to, because pay for the book, pay for the shipping, and make a little bit, of profit. But that's going to get a lot more followers, get a lot more people interested, instead of just going for, trying to make as much on each purchase as possible. And in the end, I think it's going to benefit them because, like I said, they've already raised almost 9,000 in the first, like, I don't know. I think when it was posted to as a submission on the Action Studios page, it said we just launched this yesterday, and I think that was like yesterday or today. So it's been only 48 hours at most, and Amber's here and says it went live. Sorry, Ray, I keep clicking on it right after you submit it. I went live on Tuesday at noon. So there you go.
Wow. Well, and you're
4 days.
Yeah, so you're hitting so many veins on this. You've got classic horror in general. Lon Chaney, who has, a huge following. He's one of like the founding fathers of horror. So, I mean, there are so many boxes to check on this, in addition to SourcePoint, which does some amazing work. You've got all of these creatives that are behind it, a lost story to boot. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. And a leather hardbound story?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I mean,
Smurf's going to get in on that one.
There's some value here, guys. I mean,
yeah.
Even just for the story itself, a story that's been lost to time. It's like finding, the original Nosferatu, which is, public domain now. So you're like, oh, I want to hold him up like Simba. Oh, here you are.
So, what can we take away from this as comic creators who are just doing our little individual comics? Create value. Give people as much as you possibly can for the money that they're paying. They're getting a leather-bound book, something that's rare, something that's, already got a lot of value before it ever hits print. And then on top of that, you're also getting free shipping, right? So if you can't afford to do the free shipping, that's understandable, but like include other things with the comic. So say you also get earthquake going on with the camera here. You also can get a free PDF of the comic when you get a physical copy. You can get your name in the thank you section. There's lots of ways that you can add value that doesn't cost you money, but it makes people who are purchasing it feel like they're getting more for their money, and that's always going to benefit and make people want to support. So,
well, and I don't see a reason in this day and age, and I know like I'm retrading on a lot of things that I have said in the past about digital comics. Never saw the value to it until I started running out of space, and I still want to read. So there's no reason for this stage of the game that you should not have a digital availability for a entry-level tier. There's just no reason. It's inexpensive and does not cost you anything, and it'll generate a lot more revenue and traction than you imagine.
Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised. I saw one earlier today or yesterday that had a $5 digital tier. I was like, hey, that's always a good thing to have. And it was just a show your support tier. There was really nothing being given to them. And the digital tier for a comic was starting at like $10. And I was like, seriously, you're not going to give anything for $5? Like not even put them in the thank you section or anything like. So yeah, I try to give value on every single tier, you know.
Well, you gotta give a little to get a little. I mean, you gotta. This is a tight knit little community, and you don't want to enrage the nerds. They are going to look for a bargain. They want to feel important because they're spending their hard earned money on you, and the least they want is to feel some level of appreciation and get some bang for the buck.
Right,
I mean, if that's the case, I'd just go hit Marvel up. Here you go. Here's $25 for a variant cover that's going to drop like a stone 2 weeks after it's been released. So, come on, this is your people.
Speaking of hard-earned money, if you want to support this show, please be sure and go check out either actionlinestudios.com, where you can get shirts, hoodies. You can get the Mythica books in hardback, in softback, in floppy edition, whatever you want to get, even in digital format. Or you can support at Patreon. There's a tier just for this show. There's also an adult-only tier, and there is a tier for Mythica. There's also a tier for artists who want to learn and get better at art. We talk about each week different techniques and tips. So check that out. All those tiers are like $5 each, and it goes towards supporting this show. Also, you can get stuff at 5280geek.com, correct?
Yeah. We have T-shirts, we have hoodies, we have all sorts, coffee mugs, even though I'm not drinking out of my own mug.
Yeah. I know what you did on mine today. That's what she said.
Yes, go to 5280geek.com. We have a bunch of stuff under the shop that you can take a look at. Or if you're a business, a comic book shop owner, or someone that is in the industry that would like to be our direct sponsor, that we would name you, have links to your site on this, please, by all means, reach out to myself or Mr. Matt Campbell, and we would be very happy to entertain and talk to you about being the sponsor for everything that is great in comics.
Yes, yes. Or you can also just subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That also
Like and share.
helps us. As soon as we get to a certain amount of followers, we can get monetized, and that helps us as well. So even subscribing, if you don't have any money, subscribing can go a long ways, right? All right, so that brings us back to the next campaign, the one you've been waiting for.
Gonad the Barbarian. I'm here. I'm in the little fuzzy shorts. It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination, but it really feels nice on my nevers.
Oh, this show's about to get fun.
Please let there be a video. Please let there be a video.
Oh, I think you might be disappointed. I'm not seeing
it. Come on! Son of a bitch!
I know. All right, it says Godad the Barbarian. I feel like you should read it, but you can't see it on your little phone.
I can't see it, yeah.
I know. Because I can't do that accent as well as you can. The balls to the wall, action-packed, sword and sorcery graphic novel, jam-packed with extreme violence, gore, and naughty jokes galore. Gore and naughty jokes galore. That's a lot.
Redundant, but okay.
Okay. They've hit their goal. They had a very low goal of $400, and they've almost doubled that with 11 days to go. So congratulations. So what's it about? By creator Jeff Brandt, it says, Gonad the Barbarian is 100 pages of magical violence, sword and sorcery comics told with gross-out humor. Gonad the Barbarian dares to ask what happens when Testicle teams up with Dingleberry to defeat venereal disease. You better have that. That's what she says thing ready, because I feel like it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. Co-created by writer Jeffrey Brandt and artist Blake Sims. Think Conan the Barbarian meets Rick and Morty. And guess what? It's a completed book. All 100 pages are completed and ready to go to print. Join Gonad the Barbarian as he roams the magical planet of Perineum with his allies Red Gronya and Wizard Larry to find the Blood Sword, defeat the venereal villains, Deathwort, Lady Swelling, and the Crimson Patch. Oh my God. This is cracking me up. This is good stuff. I wish there was a video, because I feel like this is animation waiting to happen.
Yeah, this is such a missed opportunity. Son of a even just a little something, because you could have so
Well-
much fun with that dialogue.
Well, considering that they're got a low goal of $400, and the book's already done, and the creator wrote it, and then as an artist. So my guess is he's already paid the artist. He's not looking to repay himself for paying the artist. He's just looking to raise funds to get the book out. So he has this really low goal. He probably doesn't have a lot of money left because he used it all to pay for the artist. So that's probably why he didn't, have a
lofty,
animation, but
no,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or lofty goal either. Yeah. Ray says it's literally just one nut with a sword.
They call me the Uniball. Ha ha ha!
Oh man, check out this shot here, Mount Poon.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just
This is funny. This is funny stuff.
Okay.
So we went from like classic horror
The
to-
dick jokes.
to jokes, dick apart jokes.
I mean, I like the art. I like a lot of things. It's just
Yeah.
hilarious. I mean, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I definitely see like that Rick and Morty influence going on here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the blood is like this magenta color,
Yeah.
because
Because of what other color are you going to make it? I like that this
Right.
is a completed project. I like that they have
Yeah.
stated up front, we're done. We just need to get it out to the masses. So having that out front is very cool. We've got the who, we've got the what, we've got the why. But on the stretch goals, I mean, what do we have? Anything?
Stretch goals. I don't see any. I was looking at some of the other stuff here, but no, there's a lot of content about like what other things that they've been made. But here we go. New stretch goal announcement. When we get 20 backers, we're giving away a PDF copy of Anthony's book, Super Guy Ashcan, to all the backers. At 50 backers, so they're doing their stretch goals off of backers. We'll receive an exclusive digital comic. If we hit $2,000, all physical backers will receive a free fold-out poster. So I do feel like this is one of those times where you want to go back to your campaign and do some editing. You still want to leave the paragraph at the top about what's it about. That was crushing it. It made me laugh, laugh. But then right below that, get into the stretch goals, because you've already hit your goal. People want to know what else is coming, and that kind of thing. A lot of times people will wait until a campaign has been funded to say, hey, well, I could spend $10 getting a book, or if I wait and I hit stretch goals, I can also get stickers and all kinds of stuff for that same $10.
Yep.
So putting that up towards the top could definitely help and benefit you to get maybe a few more backers. So I wanted to scroll up here just because I'm so curious. It says in 2011, co-founders Dean Haspel, Seth, Chris, and I launched an online magazine titled Trip City. We're generating content, and he wrote the Gonad the Barbarian song, rehearsed it with my band, the Americans UK, and recruited Blake to write the comic book lyric sheet for the song, which we published on Trip City. We would then project the comic at live comic reading events we hosted while America UK played. So I think this is a song about Gonad.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, wait. Back up a second. You mean to tell me there's a song and it is not a video or something at the beginning of that? Oh,
Right?
hell
Right?
no. Are you kidding me? That is a missed opportunity, because you could still have that part of your stretch goals and all of that, that if you back this for $10, not only do you get a digital comic, but we will give you the song. That would be tremendous. Talk about,
Oh my God,
Talk
yeah,
about it.
digital download of the song.
that's a total dick in the ear. I mean, that is so...
Right.
I'm here all week, folks. Thank you. I mean, this is this is great. These guys have already hit their goal. If they reorganize stuff, put the stretch goals up there, add a few things, you're just going to add additional revenue to put towards your next project. But I want to know what the song is now. Now I'm going to have to go find Gonad the Barbarian song and pray to God it's on YouTube.
Dude, it's right here.
That needs to be up at the top. That's burying it. Was that the song?
At the risk of hearing something in this song that we're gonna get blocked for, I'm gonna hit play. But we're gonna play this.
All right.
So here we go. I may not play the whole thing because it is 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
James.
Get on with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this. No, stop. No.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it. There's got to be a digital song of this, or at least where they're in the studio or just something put together, because this should be at the top. This is, instead of the video of the pitch, this needs to be up at the top. And a digital download of the song.
I mean, like you said, even like if you have a clean recording of this song, which I would assume that they do, and then you play it in the background while you just show slides of the artwork, from the comic, that'll do wonders, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. There is a little bit of reorganization that could really help bring this campaign a little bit more on the backers, because right now they are at 19 backers. At first I was like 20 backers. So they don't have a lot of backers. There's probably not a lot of people seeing this. And that happens usually for two reasons. One, either you're not giving enough value, or two, you're not on social media enough and you don't have a following. Because this is hilarious.
This is hilarious. I do think they have a following. I think it really comes down to reorganization of the pitch and just word of mouth. Because even just looking at the bar, I mean, they obviously have a following. People are aware they exist. They have other projects. This is too good to just leave in its own little world. Dude, I could see this on Adult Swim. Are you freaking kidding me? If we can get, Fry Guy and Milkshake, bouncing around, could you imagine what they could do with Gonad? Oh my God, that would just be, mama. And I want to voice Gonad. All right, I called dibs, so I get to voice Gonad.
Well, you are nuts.
I am nuts. That's what she said. Yeah, that's
all right,
dude. That is so.
Well, it has come to that time where we must decide which one of these three campaigns we're going to back, and it's quite the decision this week. We've got a lot of variety. From the first one, Rain and Ruins, a very Spawn-esque looking epic story, to London After Midnight, this classic horror film with a leather-bound book option, and then finally this Gonad the Barbarian. So while we're deciding which ones we are going to back, put your vote in the comments section and let us know which one you think deserves support. And are you ready, sir?
No, I'm working. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. This is not easy, actually.
It isn't. I'm torn because part of me wants to vote for the underdog, but then part of me wants to stick with like what we do here, which is who told the best pitch and which one gave the best pitch. So I am torn here, but I think I've finally decided.
Not easy. I have to say that all of these pitches in their own uniqueness are very good. I mean, there's not one that I wouldn't go. I'd pick up all of these off the shelf without a doubt.
Yep.
Hands down. So that's
all right. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
All right. Are you ready, Ray? Hey, we got the same one.
Yes, that is a failed attempt at Big Ben. Okay, and then like the bridge that goes right by. You know,
It looks like a little mountain inspector.
it does. It looks like I was trying to do a bridge. Bridges are hard to draw. Shut up.
I was this close to voting for Gonad. Literally started on the other side.
Yeah.
Gonad.
I mean, I love Gonad, and the only reason Gonad did not win is because of the missed opportunities. There's so much more that they could add to the presentation that if they had the song up top or just even like a 5-second intro, there's no way in hell I couldn't pass up on Gonad.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch, a really fun story arc. But in the end, the London After Midnight pitch was solid. It had great information. It told me what we were going to get, and it was just very professionally packaged, and it was very high value. It's like, hey, you're going to get stuff at every one of these tiers. So that's what really made me go with it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Amber says thank you. So Amber, how are you affiliated with this project, with the London After Midnight project?
Isn't she
I
the
saw a bunch of
editor?
names up there.
I think she was the editor
Maybe.
or something along those
I'm gonna go
lines.
down-
She was listed in the pitch, and
No, that was another girl.
oh, okay.
She said she's just a friend of Dirk. You're thinking
Oh.
of Drina Joe, the
Oh, yeah.
Who's-
Okay.
so she says she's just a friend of Dirk. So be sure and let Dirk know that that he won
Well
on our
done.
show. Be sure and send him to the YouTube channel to go check it out, or on our Facebook page, either one. And I will make a post on the Actionline Studios page about the winner and a link to this campaign to help support the campaign as well.
Absolutely.
But-
I think it's worth it. I mean, and we're preserving our horror heritage. God, I do know how to speak. I'm really good at it. I promise. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, this is a must. This horror fans, classic horror fans, even just art and the story itself. This is I hate saying once in a lifetime, but literally, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I would not miss out on it.
Yep. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Be sure and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Check out Actionline Studios Facebook page if you want to submit your campaign. Each week, we take those campaigns, we put them together, and let destiny decide. Also, Smurf, where can they support you at?
5280geek.com. You can find us on Facebook, our own website. We have a podcast. This week I have Alexandra Esso on that I interviewed from the Colorado Festival of Horror from Dr. Sleep. She is amazing. And if I had found big wheels, we could have done big wheel racing, but they didn't have one in my size. I was very sad. But 5280 Geek, we are on all the major podcast platforms under Weekend Geek Updates or 5280 Geek. So by all means, please come say hi. All things geeky. More than a podcast, it's a way of life. But in the meantime, run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind. Good night.